I would say the Samal Badjaus is one of the poorest sectors in the society when we talk about indigenous people's communities in the entire country. Isa sa grupo ng mga IPs ng Pilipinas ang pinakamahirap, and I would even dare say na pag-iiwanan in terms of economic development, educational development, socio-political involvements, basically itong ating mga Badjaw sa Pilipinas. Ako po ay si Father Larry Miranda, and I'm a Claretian missionary. I'm a priest for the last 24 years already. For us Claretian missionaries, we are trained basically to minister to people regardless of creed in the peripheries. And when I talk about peripheries, not only geographical periphery, but also those who are, sabi nga natin ngayon sa Tagalog, nasa laylayan ng lipunan, hindi lang ekonomikong pamamaraan, hindi lang geographical na laylayan ang tinutukoy natin, but all the other aspects of life.
My name is Doc Anton Lim. I'm the co-founder and the president of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. When we started the Yellow Boat of Hope, it was just there to provide a safe transportation for kids to go to school. Our goal was to make sure that they go to school fast, safe, and dry. But when we were already rolling out the project, we realized that giving them safe access is not a guarantee that they can finish school. So what we did was make sure that the kids will get all the necessary help so that they will be able to really finish school. So health, livelihood for the parents, scholarship, school supplies, because we found out the kids actually don't mind getting wet every day to go to school, but what they are worried about are the school supplies getting wet because the parents don't have enough money to buy new school supplies. So the mission became more than just a school boat. It became a way for us to ensure that kids actually finish high school. When Father Larry Miranda shared with me on Facebook the picture of a kid floating on a basin to go to school, so I said, no, we have to help these kids. We had a meeting, we planned everything. It was on a piece of table napkin. That was very happy because we were drawing our dreams on a piece of table napkin.
We started helping them initially by providing them with these 5 yellow boats, and it started there. After the completion of the 5 boats, releasing it to them and realizing that it helps the community, we added several more boats, incorporating more families, incorporating more individuals. But allow me to add to this, na ang reason bakit we provided boats for these Badjaw families, there are several reasons. One is to help them in their livelihood. There's a second equally important reason why we provided the boats. It's for the education of the children. Remember that Samal Badjaws are sea gypsies. Stilt houses nila are actually built on the water. So hindi sila yung mainland people tulad ng karamihan sa atin. They are more comfortable, and that has been part of their culture to build their stilt houses on the water. So when we started educating the young children already, there are occasions when, lalo na pag masamang panahon, that they have to swim. So kailangan languyin nila ng mga bata. Kung kayo ang nasa sitwasyon ng Samal Badjaw, ng isang magulang, from your house, tatawirin ang tubig para na makapasok sa eskwelahan. So that was the second reason, to hasten basically and help encourage them to go to school, no, without all this discomfort that they have been experiencing for years already.
I am Father F.N. Crito, a Claretian missionary priest. Pare na po ako for 11 years. Pagdating ko dito, gawa na yung first part ng school. At yung pinalitan kong previous director, si Father Martin L. ay iniwan niya sa akin yung panibagong project, no, sa paggawa ng another 3 classrooms, no, for the Bajau pupils. Yun ang inumpisahan ko, no. Tinapos ko yung 3 classroom na yun sa tulong rin ni Father Martin, of course, no, ni Father Larry. No? Si Father Larry naman talaga yung nag-introduce sa amin sa Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. Then nung matapos yung 3 classrooms na yon, natuwa naman si Doc Anton, no, sa ginawa namin at sa tulong rin nila na mabigyan ng magandang paaralan, no, conducive place, isang lugar kung saan para makapag-aral yung mga bata, safe sila, at para mabawasan yung dropouts. Kaya tinuloy namin yung paggawa ng another 3 classrooms para sa grade 3, grade 4, grade 5.
Ay, shape na. Ay, colors in triangle?
Ako po si Eds Mabaljari, 10 years old. Nag-aaral sa Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation.
Ako po si Belia Binarque, grade 5, 14 years old.
Gusto ko po maging guro balang araw para makatulong sa mga pamilya ko, sa mga kapwa kong badyaw.
Pangarap ko maging guro para makatulong ako sa aking mga pamilya at mga bata hindi marunong magbasa, magsulat.
Ya asal sa mami yang pasal kami sali ano yang pasalian niya pa ang school ya salim ako yang pukul salit na tempo na tinaan kay tag na alam man mag-school ma ako pasal niya pa mag-school na tinaan niya na sinulsiya ilo personalin ilo.
Dapat dito yung hap na sa panu kami pasal itin na kami ito sa ikot na pang-school makanak hap na pelasan kami nakataytayan na kami.
When we were discussing with Father Larry, we were thinking, why don't we build a school that is almost like their home, made of native materials, on stilts, and very near their houses. And when we finished building one, it was not a quick success. We started with few kids, and the Christian missionaries thought of doing a feeding program just to entice the parents to bring their kids, and that was very effective. Some of the parents brought the kids to school just to ensure that the kids will get a full meal a day. And by doing so, the joy of learning just came back.
Ako po si Ailil Batikin Samson, 16 years in service sa Clarence Samuel Foundation Incorporated. Siyempre, alam naman talaga natin na education is the key to success. So, kina-inculcate po talaga namin yung mga bata, puntahan talaga namin sa area, i-convince talaga namin yung parents na kailangan ninyong paaralin ninyo yung mga anak ninyo para kung pagtanda ninyo, yung mga anak ninyo makapagtapos ng pag-aaral. So, ina-explain po talaga namin yan. Sa ilang taon na po dumaan, lalo na po mayroon talaga school na dito, no need na po talaga kami magpunta sa bahay na i-force talaga sila paaralin yung kanilang mga anak. Sila na po talaga mismo magdala dito sa kanilang mga anak na i-enroll po sa amin.
We have also to educate equally the parents. Hindi pwedeng yung mga bata lang pwede natin bigyan ng edukasyon. We have to educate them to protect the environment. We have to educate them in terms of health and sanitation. We have to educate them in terms of culture, all these components in their life.
Ako po si Melanie B. Barahim, 16 years na sa Clarence Samuel Foundation bilang isang livelihood facilitator. At the same time, ako po yung Hinangan Bajau Products in charge. Special na products na gawa talaga ng Bajau ay banig, tepo. Tapos na-develop siya, nagawa ng mga bags, accessories, kaya na-develop siya into Hinangan Bajau Products. So maraming produkto na gawa. Meron siyang accessory groups. Sa accessories, yung mga earrings, meron silang mga earrings na, may mga bracelet na, tapos meron silang mga bags na din, gawa sa banig. Tapos sa carpentry naman, yung mga boat decor. May mga wall decors na din. So yun, mula sa banig, so marami ng mga produkto na gagawa nila. Ito naman importante kasi nasa kultura na nila. So para ma-preserve yung kultura nila. Kasi hindi to skill, acquired skills to nila, yung pag-weave ng mga banig.
For us, probably, pag sinabi natin na naghahabi ng banig, maybe it's as simple as like, okay, let's weave the mats and as simple as that. No, it's not that. It takes 1 full month to process everything. Mula sa pag-harvest ng pandan sa isang liblib na area, they have to harvest that, they have to plant that. It takes years to grow the raw material for the weaving. Years to grow that. Kailangang bantayan, and at the same time, pag nag-harvest, it takes 1 full month for the pandan leaves from harvest until up to the time that they are ready to be woven. The mothers, lolas, are actually the ones doing this project. And one of the most interesting things that we have in the program is we give a good chance for the young girls of the area to learn this part of their culture.
Dito sa CSFI, ini-inculcate talaga sa mga Badyaws na yung mga paniniwala, tradisyon, beliefs na ginagawa nila as Badyaws, kailangang i-preserve yun dahil doon sila nakilala at yun ang unique na culture nila. So since day one ng CSFI up to now, yung mga cultures, traditions na ginagawa nila, patuloy na yun yung ginagawa. Like yung duwaa, every time na may mga big events, activities, nagduduwa talaga.
Ang pinakang halaga ng mga Badyaw dito sa pamayanan ng Maluso, sa partikular, ay mabigyan sila ng pagkakataon na maipakita ang mga produktong yamang dagat para sa mga naninirahan dito sa taga Maluso, kasama na rin ang mga iba't ibang mga dayuhan na tumutungo dito upang mabigyan ng pagkakataon na ipakilala kung ano ang kahalagahan na naibibigay nila dulot sa kanilang pamamalagi dito sa tubig dagat at kung ano ang kontribusyon na maihahandog nila. Kalakip ang mga pwede nilang makuha at mga maipagkaloob na iba't ibang uri na kaloob nitong tinatawag nating lamang dagat.
Kailangan hindi maputol o hindi mawala ang kultura na ito na sasabihin pa natin isa sa mga yaman ng mga Samal Badyaw. Ang pagpapasa sa bawat henerasyon ng kanilang kultura ay mahalaga sa isang tribal o sa isang indigenous community tulad ng mga Samal Badyaws.
Ako po si Gafrayan J. Kawanan bilang community organizer ng Clark Samal Foundation. 15 years po ako na sa service. Ang community organizer po ay nakababad talaga sa komunidad at para makisalamuha sa mga kapatid natin Badyaw. Kung ano yung mga issues, mga problems ng community, ay doon po tayo nakakapasok. Kasi dati-rati, hindi gaano na papahalaga nila yung edukasyon dati. Kasi nga, di lang daw makapagtapos. Tsaka mas maganda daw yung naghahanap buhay, tumutulong sa paglalaot. Pero unti-unti dahil sa nakikita nila na mayroon ng naging model nga, na may mga Badyaw na naging teacher na dito, nagtuturo. So isa yun sa nakita nilang kahalagahan, kagandahan ng nakapag-aral. So may mga magulang talagang puli nagsusupport sa mga anak nila. Talagang sila mismo yung nagpupursige na ipapaaral ang mga anak dahil nakikita nila yung bunga ng mga bata na nakapagtapos. Tsaka nakita nila din yung mga bata na hindi nakapagtapos, nakapag-asawa, at kung anong nangyayari, yung disadvantage at advantage niya. So yun ang naging magandang development para sa mga Badyaw at na-appreciate nila yun.
Ako po si Flor de Luna Kijawali, 26 years old po. Tapos teacher po sa Yellow School of Hope bilang teacher. Masaya kasi po minsan natuturuan ko po yung kapwa kong Badyaw. Tapos nakakatulong din po ako sa kanila at na ano ko din po yung karunungan kung paano ko sila i-handle sa pagtuturo po. Mahirap kung wala po kayo pinag-aralan. Paano mo po matutulungan ang pamilya mo? Mismo po, sarili mo, hindi mo kayang tulungan.
One of the most important reasons why we had to keep them in school is, una, because we want to educate them. Gusto natin makatapos sila. Gusto natin that they can be equally as competitive as the others. Part of the holistic approach to evangelization is to uplift the people not only in one aspect but in the whole sense of their human existence. To recognize their culture, to recognize their dignity as human persons, to to recognize the collective esteem as a community. These are important aspects in the life of every human person.
Dahil nga ito yung mga kapatid natin, kailangan din talaga na turuan natin sila, like sa livelihood. Sa kanila kasi, kapag kikita ngayon, gagastusin yan lahat. So bukas na nila papaghirapan kung paano nila pakakainin ng family. Unlike us, nagsasave tayo. So nung nagkaroon tayo ng opportunity, ang CSFI, nabigyan sila ng financial literacy sa livelihood. So ngayon, natututo na silang mag-save.
It took us a while as a team of missionaries, Father Efren Decrito, Father Martin Elle, and myself, and other Claricians, to decide basically that, okay, let's construct a more sturdy, a stronger, a concrete bridge.
Nung time na yun, yung tulay ay kahoy pa lang, gawa sa kahoy. At nung time ko, sira-sira na yung tulay, no, dahil sa haba ng panahon. No? At napag-isipan namin na why not to construct concrete, no, bridge, no, para sa mga kapatid nating Badyaw, para punta sila doon sa mainstream, hindi sila mahirapang maglakad. Pag may mga emergency, pag kanilang mga produkto dalhin nila doon, madali lang ang kanilang transportation. Sabi nga namin, walang pera, no, walang fund, wala lahat, no. So, parang sabi namin, tuloy lang natin.
We calculated our resources. It will be a big challenge in terms of sourcing out funds. The location is very challenging. It's in the coastline. Labor will be very challenging. Sakto lang kami para sa maliliit na repair. That's much that we can afford. But I told Father Efren Decrito, let us risk. And I strongly believe during that time, I thought to myself, once we get things started, I'm very sure help will come. And finally, here comes Doc Anton Lim, presenting to us, the possibility of partnering with the Clarician missionaries with the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. I told Father Martin, Father Efren, I think our prayers were answered. So, it so happened also during that time that I think nagsisimula yung partnership ng Grace and Mercy Foundation with South Korea, and Doc Anton tied us up with that organization, and the whole process started already. They gave us the necessary funds for that. Majority of the funds which we spent for the construction of the bridge comes from these organizations, from these agencies, until the bridge was finished. Now, the 500-meter concrete bridge is there already, being used by the people. Big help for them. Kaya nagpapasalamat kami ng malaki sa Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation, at the same time sa Grace and Mercy Foundation, for helping us really from the depth of our hearts. Ang aming pasasalamat na you gave us help in terms of constructing this bridge for our community in Maluso, for our Samal Badyaws.
We could have not done anything in Sitio Tejemen if not because of the Clarician missionary. Whatever success the community is enjoying now, it's because of them. What we did was the easy part. It might look hard raising funds, but the actual work on the ground is where the magic happens. And that's where the hard work is. And that's where the tears, the sacrifices, and the frustrations are very evident. That's why I always mention this to the Clarician missionary, that whatever the community is experiencing right now is because of their hard work and that of the community. I really want to thank our partners also for believing in us, because it's very easy to judge the success or the track record of a foundation by the numbers. But there was nothing to show for Sitio Tejemen. But they still believe in us. They still believe in our dream. They didn't look at the numbers, but they looked at the potential impact that the project can create. When they saw the projects and we showed them videos of the community, they were so taken by the possibilities for the community, and that they jump in even if they don't know us that well, even if they've not stepped into the community, and yet they believe in our dreams. They believe in the dreams of the community, and that's how powerful dreaming is.
Nakikita ko na sila ay may kahalagahan sapagkat minsan silang napabayaan o isinantabi. So ngayon, bilang tungkulin isang namulat o isang pagkakaroon ng kaalaman kung paano bigyan ng halaga ang bawat klase ng tao, sila ay tunay na kasama natin, namumuhay at kailangan nating pangalagaan. Sapagkat tayo isa lamang, nilikha lang tayo ng isang Diyos at tayo ay kailangan manindigan para sa ating kapwa.
Salamat kasi pumunta sila dito para tumulong sa amin, kapwa naming badyaw, tapos magbibigay ng mga supply, nakuha pa akong scholars.
Nalasig kami pa sa seko na palangan kami kanabadawon by ata. Magsukol ako sa masigam pa sa na taytayan, na school, na seko din sa banana bangka.
Ang pangarap ko po ay mas lalo po maiangat ko ang aking pamilya at lalong-lalo na po yung sa aming community dito pa sa Tayaman, makatulong sa ibang badyaw.
What we're trying to do is really to gather everyone to be hope paddlers and have sail hope to where it's needed. Like what happened in Sitio Temhemen, this can happen anywhere. Years after, we're able to realize all of what we drew on the table napkin. So that involved the school, the floating school, boats for livelihood, even health. And now we're running programs that we have never imagined that we can run with the community.